Welcome back to HVAC Shop Talk, and I have a very, very bad cold. And it made me think about a good subject for this Monday morning talk, which is getting sick at work. And not just getting sick at work, where do you draw the line for where you don't have to work? I think it's a pretty good subject to talk about, because I think a lot of guys brag about how they can work through this and work through that, but what should you be working through? Where should you draw the line? Like right now I have a cold, and it's a pain in the butt, and I'd like to sit around and sleep all day and drink Benadryl, but were I back in the field, I would be working through this particular ailment because it's not strong enough for you to draw that line and say, I need to stay home. When you're in the trades, typically you're a pretty tough person. You have a pretty good constitution, so you're able to take a certain amount of pain, a certain amount of sickness, and still go to work. So I want you guys to put in the comments something that either laid you out of work or something you could work through or just something to go along with this category in some way. So there's a few things that I think are draw the line instances. Severe stomach flu. If you have the flu, stomach flu, any kind of flu, I think you draw the line just for it being a contagion. Something where you could potentially infect people where you're working at their house or at their business. Of course, if you're contagious, you have fevers and stuff like that, you really shouldn't be working. You should be at home resting so you can do a better job the next day. Now, I know a lot of us, we're not like that. We're going to go to work anyway. We like our jobs. We enjoy our jobs. We have to have that money. We don't have sick days. But really, if you're contagious, you should not be working on somebody's unit. You should not be working around other people who aren't sick. All you're going to do is spread it over to them and cause an issue. So if you're not contagious, I mean, it's really how much can you take? If you're having a problem, we'll go into detail, bowel-wise or mouth-wise, you should stay home. Obviously, that's a horrible thing to go through. You need to rest up. You don't want to become dehydrated because you're already at work. If you have issues like that, you're going to get more dehydrated by working and sweating, so it's best just to stay home. If you're having an issue with a boss or someone higher up that's trying to make you work something you shouldn't, that's a very difficult situation because you're potentially going to have a problem where they're going to say they're going to get rid of you or something like that because of that. But don't hesitate to try to stand your ground a little bit because you're not going to do them any favors by coming to work being ill. But like I said, the common cold, go to work, something you can take. Pains, aches, joint pain, a lot of us have to work through that. Although sometimes maybe we shouldn't. If you are having chronic pain in the back, in your arms, you have Snip's hand. For those of you in residential, probably know a lot about that. What is Snip's hand? If you know what it is, put it in the comments. I'll tell you what, it can be lethal. Snip's hand. Let's see, what else is there? Furnace back. Things that happen because of work. Sometimes you have to work through those, unfortunately. So I just want to start a little discussion about this. The HVAC Overtime live stream was about health last week. So I thought this kind of piggybacks off of that and expands the discussion. So put in the comments, what have you worked through? Have you had to work through something you think you shouldn't have? Let's start a broader discussion we can come back to maybe later this week or next week about this subject. Guys, I hope you don't have a cold because it sucks. Work hard, enjoy the first, and I will see you on the next one.